We need to talk about Rebel Ridge, the brand new Netflix action movie that's currently at 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's been #1 on Netflix since its release, ranking it at 31.2 million views. Damn! People are loving this movie. Aaron Pierre is being praised for his performance, but there are also some wild behind the scenes stuff that went down where we almost didn't even get to see him in the role. Now, what if I told you that Rebel Ridge is holding a secret for Netflix that they did not want anybody to figure out? Now, this is a secret that has fundamentally changed the way that we view movies altogether. And if you stick around to the end of this video, you might not be able to watch Netflix in the same way again. But in order for us to see just how deep this rabbit hole goes, let's catch you up to speed on Rebel Ridge.
Buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy. Kansas is going bye-bye.
We start the movie with our main character, Terry Ritchson, played by Aaron Pierre. He's in a small town trying to bail out his cousin when he's stopped by two officers that rob him for $36,000. And in my head, I'm kind of like, that's your fault, because why are you walking around with that much money? Like, couldn't you have put that on a debit card? But basically, this leads him down a path that requires him to find a way to get the money back from the cops, or his brother will be sent to a state prison. Terry tries to play by the rules, but the cops are just making it absolutely impossible. Here, Terry meets a woman named Summer McBride, and she wants to help him rescue his brother because she thinks something shady is going on in the town. Turns out the cops are acting as a street gang, terrorizing the citizens. Now it's up to Terry and Summer to free this small town of the corrupt organization of cops. Welcome to another episode of Kaylex Encounter, and if you've been here before, no Kaylex. Now, something that a lot of people don't know about this movie is that John Boyega was originally supposed to be the one playing Terry instead of Aaron Pierre. The movie's been in development since 2019. The movie got pushed back. Then the movie picked production back up in 2021, and for whatever reason, John Boyega just went home. So the movie got pushed back. Again, him and his agents came out and said it was a family issue and that they have no problems with Netflix. And I could kind of believe that because he was recently in the Netflix movie, They Clone Tyrone. Here's the thing about this movie. I feel like I am being gaslit. Currently on IMDb, Rebel Ridge is sitting at 7 out of 10. And then on Rotten Tomatoes, the film is sitting at a 95%. And for context, Longlegs is currently floating somewhere around the 80% range. I don't see how that's possible. I don't think movies are being rated fairly anymore, especially on Rotten Tomatoes. People around me started saying, hey, you have to watch Rebel Ridge. Watch Rebel Ridge. So I watched Rebel Ridge. A lot of people are relating this movie to Rambo, A First Blood. I could understand why, but I got more of a Reacher vibe from it. One of the things that frustrated me the most about this movie was that it felt very bland and boring. Things kind of just happened just to happen. The movie spent a lot of time explaining things rather than doing. And it was kind of aggravating to me because this didn't give me anything to really sink my teeth into. I wanted to genuinely enjoy this. The big highlight of this movie were the cops. I liked that this movie could have easily just been this political commentary on race. And with the type of movie that it is, I don't think it would have done a good job. And for that reason, I like this rendition of cops because they're just corrupt cops. Like, they're just unlikable. But they also have their own internal reasons why they are the way they are. And for that reason, I think that they were actually a really good antagonist in this film because it made you feel a sense of claustrophobia. It was like, how are you going to take these guys out? Like, this is the authority. I think that Aaron Pierre in this does the best that he can with what he's given. Terry in this movie is very stale and monotone. It has nothing to do with Aaron Pierre as an actor because I think this is more of a direction problem. So they try to set Aaron up as this guy that used to be in the Marine. You know, it's very cliche. The moment he got pulled over in the beginning, I was like, okay, so now we're going to find out that this guy used to be ex-military, right? There was a scene in the film that had me dying where she was like, oh snap, he's on the Wikipedia page. And he's like super scary because he does jujitsu. And it's like, ooh, super scary. Everything just felt very dumbed down.
I think he's on the Wikipedia page.
Nani? I think this movie probably would have worked more as a TV show rather than a movie. My problem with Terry is that I wasn't really emotionally invested in him as a character, and this is what I mean by he felt very monotone. He spoke in a very matter-of-fact way, which is why I could understand why people want him to play John Stewart. But at the same time, it doesn't really give me anything to grasp onto. There's moments where like he cries, but it's like, okay, but why? And a lot of you might say, well, it's because his cousin got taken in, so something unfortunate ends up happening to his cousin. But it's really hard for me to care because we don't really establish a relationship with him and his cousin. Yeah, sure, there's a scene where he's on a bike and he goes up to the bus that's bringing him to the state prison to try to let him know, hey, I'm gonna get you out of this, but I don't have any prior experience with his cousin for me to care about that scene so much. And I know that scene impacted a lot of people, and I'm very curious to know why. If you guys really like that scene, please let me know down in the comment section below. But I kind of wish the characters had the opportunity, all of the characters had the opportunity to be fleshed out a little bit, which is why I think this movie would have worked a little bit better as a TV show, where I could see what the cousin did that got him into that situation. Show me all of that happening rather than just saying it. Then there's the Summer McBride character. There's a scene where they're sitting at a table after the cops finish doing something to her, and she just starts explaining her backstory. We don't see anything. It's so boring. It's just standing there and talking. The writing, it doesn't go deep enough. The direction and the cinematography, it's just point, shot, reverse. You look at the frames and there's nothing interesting going on. Anamorphic lens, camera, pointed at a subject. It almost felt like the director was afraid to take any risks. There was a scene when it comes to the writing where it was like dark outside and Summer McBride goes to one of her coworkers and they're trying to have a conversation, but it's like, it just, everything feels really cliche, predictable. It kind of felt like it was holding my hand the entire time. And so every time a mystery was brought up, it was quickly answered. I wasn't able to form my own theories as things were going on. When we're talking about the acting, Aaron Pierre, I would like to see him in a different role. A lot of people told me to check out the movie Brother, which I'm gonna be doing, but I don't think this was able to stretch his emotions out as a character, as an actor. I don't think he really got to like fully show us what he's capable of. I actually had to pause the movie and just stop watching because I was getting so aggravated. The aggravation was mainly coming from the bad writing. This story, this movie, it's very meh. And I just kept wondering why I couldn't immerse myself into this movie. Everything this movie did was short of something. Like it was always missing something. The action was there, but it pulled its punches. Then the mystery was there, but they just spell it out for you. I came up with a theory, a secret that Netflix doesn't want us to know or think about. Rebel Ridge is what I consider a lava lamp movie. And before I could explain what a lava lamp movie is, I want to show you a piece of an article that I found that supports my theory on the lava lamp movie. Now, this article is about Justine Bateman, and she's an actor that was helping the SAG-AFTRA negotiate their AI rights. And in this article, she confirmed a suspicion that I had about Netflix. She said this: I've heard from showrunners who are given notes from the streamers that this isn't second screen enough, meaning the viewer's primary screen is their phone and the laptop, and they don't want anything on your show to distract them from their primary screen, because if they got distracted, they might look up, be confused, and go turn it off. I heard someone use this term before. They want a visual muzak. When showrunners are getting notes like that, are they able to do their best work? And that's exactly what I felt when I was watching this movie. I think my biggest issue and why I got so frustrated watching this movie is because I tried to give it all of my undivided attention when really I should have been on my phone or doing something else while I was playing in the background. A lava lamp is something that you have going on in the background for aesthetic, but there's no real rhyme or reason to it. It just exists. Rebel Ridge and a lot of Netflix movies are something you could just have playing in the background for aesthetic. And that's the secret that Netflix is trying to hide from everybody. So let's go back to the direction and cinematography. When you're watching this movie, do you notice anything besides it being shot on anamorphic? The colors are muted, and nothing particularly is ever interesting in the frame. The director never does anything that shows off his talent. The dialogue, again, shot, reverse shot. If there's no effort or energy being put into the film, then why does the viewer need to watch what's going on the screen? A big issue I had with this movie too was its runtime. Everything just kind of overstayed its welcome. Part of the reason why I have an issue with Netflix has the potential to save the film industry, but at the same time, it actively seeks to destroy it. Every once in a while, it's gonna give us an Irishman, Roma, or even a Marriage Story, but they don't make movies like that as often as they make the Rebel Ridges. If you go online, you'll find a whole lot of threads of people asking the question, Why are Netflix original movies so bad? And for short, I think a big part of it is because it's just a corporation. It doesn't care about art. It doesn't look at movies as something that could be more. Movies to them are just a product that they'll put on their platform for more subscribers to make sure the churn rate is low. If you have it playing in the background on low volume while you play Monopoly, this is gonna be a really fun time. I had a lot of people tell me how much they enjoyed this movie, and I'm actually genuinely happy for you guys. I really wanna hear from you guys. Why did you guys like this movie so much? Maybe it could help change my mind. A lot of people are saying Aaron Pierre should be casted as Green Lantern after this movie, so click over here to see our last video, and I'll see you in the next encounter.